Okay, so where we last left off, to give Ben a bit of a recap. So the party had just finished their encounter with with Hedrun and the Frost Serpent and the betrayal of several of the druids. The party went to essentially they had a nice meal with the remaining druids who had either survived or had not, turned against the encampment. They were welcomed in as essentially one of their own, as members of the encampment, at least for the time being. They got to meet Priestess Gresh, who confirmed that Chief Taruk's arm would need a much higher level spell to regenerate than what she could help him heal with, and didn't seem to phase him. The party enjoyed, they enjoyed a nice meal. Had some conversations amongst each other of what comes next, how are we going to get places. Valine came to the party at some point in the evening and said that the lightning tank is quite immobile and that we would need some other form of transportation. Party hasn't really gone to investigate what exactly happened, but based off of the fact that the polar bears were removed from the tank, it's more than likely it's going to be beyond repair compared to when it had re-arrived back in Bridgehander with Tilly. So the chief, right before everyone went to bed, said that they should come find him tomorrow, and that he would like to have a word with them. The party enjoyed the rest of their festivities. Big Toon was given a set of dice from Priestess Gresh, sort of as a thank you for saving the encampment, but also feeling that maybe we might, or that you guys might need it more than what she would. Big Toon recognized these as bone dice, which in his family's travels essentially allow you to get insight into future events, which in D&D terms, they're a dice that, when rolled, you essentially for free once a day can cast the spell Augury, and get some divine insight of maybe what is to come within the near future. Party went to bed. Party woke up the next morning, and sort of had just, I think, some conversations amongst themselves in the tents that you guys were given. And then you went and met with Chief Taruk, who took you guys kind of away from the encampment to a location nearby, but sort of out of the forest a little ways, to a cave inlet where he explained that he might have a new form of transportation for you if you can reactivate it once again, and that his this transportation is part of the reason why the encampment has found solace in this location, but it's not the boat or airship itself that you guys that they are after. It's what's inside the vessel that they are after, which is the founder of their druidic group, and they are known as the what is it called? The Tribe of the Eagle, which is something that the Strong Shield clan is somewhat familiar with. There's a history between the Strong Shield clan and the Tribe of the Eagle in past events, all of which have been mutually beneficial for the two. So the two kind of, at least used to, I say, since Big Toon is the last Strong Shield, they held each other in high respect, which is why Big Toon's been treated the way he has been in this encampment, and why everyone seems to kind of recognize the Strong Shield name. The party found the vessel, which is enormous, and the big issue that they had was trying to find a way inside. The party thought about how to maybe get inside a little bit, and I believe it was between Ibrin and Miris originally were trying to think of ways to maybe open the door, and then Athros, being a person who's rather familiar with magic, agreed to, use a third level dispel magic. He did have to roll for it, and it was successful, and dispelled the lock that was warding off people's ability to enter. The party entered and kind of just began navigating through the ship itself. The ship being separated into a couple different layers. There's the initial entryway, and then there's a stairway that leads down a layer, which is where there's a workshop, and there's a captain's quarters, and then beyond the workshop towards the front of the ship, there's 3 cabins, essentially, for you to make yourselves at home. The party did not venture into the bottom of the ship yet, but we're kind of talking about, I think you guys were kind of just talking amongst each other about, the vessel itself and the items that were inside. The ship does have a couple of unique items, and these will all be things that you'll get access to once I give you the ship's character sheet. But there is a compass that is embedded within the captain's quarters, the desk, which can be linked to people. If you have something that's familiar to a person, this compass will point you in the direction of that person until you're at least within a mile of that individual, and they'll keep pointing at them until you reach the individual. You can't reset the compass until after the individual until you've either found them or have reached within a mile of them. And the captain of the vessel can indicate, or whoever's piloting the vessel can tell you if they've reached that point or not. There is a helm that controls the ship, tells it where to go. And then there was a gemstone, a purple gemstone inlaid on like a little gold or brass stand, which Ohno, using Identify, recognized as a memory stone, or a memory gem, which can hold memories depending on the size, anywhere from up to about 30 minutes long up to like 2 days, depending on the size of the gemstone. The one that you guys found probably had about an hour's worth of memory, I believe, in somewhere inside, but you need a certain spell to be able to read that memory, which Ibrin, it being an older magic, recognized. Whether or not he would have conveyed this fully to the party, everything that he knows, he would have recognized that it is a spell from when he was pre-astral plane, and that it is known as read memory. And then I think at that point was when we might have been caught up. So it was a pretty chill session for the most part. The party recovering from a devastating battle, realizing that time is kind of the essence, but not sure what options they have as far as being able to travel, since the lightning tank is out of commission. And you know that Hedrun and Sienna have a decent head start, but the Serpent's down, which means you only have one more Simulacrum, technically, to eliminate before Hedrun is at her most vulnerable. I think that's where we left off.
I would say you only missed one thing.
Oh yeah.
Just the absurd amount of food that I ate.
And milk that you drank.
Yes.
Yeah, Big Tune had a rough night. No, not rough night, a rough morning. It was morning time.
Yeah. A great night, rough morning. 17
minutes of it.
Yeah.
And you and the chief kind of got into this, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not official, and it wasn't even like declared in any way, shape, or form. You two just had this mutual understanding that you had to out-eat the other person, and just kept stuff in your faces. Yeah. You used the dice to see how many more plates you'd be able to eat before you would reach maximum capacity, and it told you, and you reached
it. I sure did.
And then out belching, and then we got Matra to try to out belch him.
And there was no contest.
I took advantage of the time that Chief Taruk spent talking to basically unhinge my jaw and swallow an entire plate of food at once.
It was quite disturbing, but it was functional. And yeah, you guys awoke early morning, so you got to see the sun just cresting the low horizon, shedding this beautiful red ray of light. and you as you guys were making your way to the vessel earlier, and then that would cue us inside the ship right now. Technically, you were all, I believe, we're inside the captain's quarters, kind of discussing something amongst yourselves. I don't know if we actually ended on a particular topic. It was more so just the group has small conversation, and then we'll pick it up next week.
Yeah, I have no memory of that, so.
So yeah, as you take a look around the captain's quarters, you see all the things that I kind of described. Do I have it on there? I think I might have it in a separate category. Gotta add it to the character sheet. Nothing that you guys need to be worried about, just stuff that I gotta make sure I add. Because Ohno identified the items. Okay. You would see Chief Taruk. I think I don't remember if he called out to anybody else who was outside the vessel or not. But seeing the bone, because like the corpse of their founder was still in like the captain's seat, like whatever happened, whoever he was looking for, because the compass is locked onto an individual right now. There is a person who is still alive from however long this has been here inside this location. There's a person who's still alive that is linked to the compass right now. It's pointing north. I believe it was northeast. But he never seemed to finish pursuing the individual before parking it where it is and waiting for his time or whatever happened. He's nothing more than a skeleton right now, still wearing his clothes, although seriously dated and tarnished. But the helm was sitting on the desk, meaning that he voluntarily or something took it off when he got to this point. If nobody had any rebuttals with the corpse itself, Chief Taruk would probably call out to have a couple people come and try to collect the corpse. This being the one thing that they really wanted off of the ship itself. The ship does not currently have power. It has like enough power to like open. There's like certain things that you can see. You can see like there's like a small pulsation of magic. But you can tell that compared to what it used to have, which was a like a storm elemental in this large glass container. Glass cylinder on top of the ship itself. Since there is not one there right now, that it probably doesn't have enough power to move under its own. It doesn't have enough energy to move under its own power right now.
I don't. No.
I looked at Ohno and be like, "Do you know how this thing works? You make it fly?"
What are you trying?
I feel like this would be his area of expertise.
Oh, he's like, you've never seen him write so frantically before. Between like taking notes of the captain's quarters, taking notes of the items, looking at the workshop, being in awe. His eyes, he's like his pupils are just like super dilated. He's just so focused in. I'm sorry, Athos. I mean, a lot of times, in my experiences with airships, they have a power source, which this one was powered by a elemental of sorts in that big glass dome up on top there, and it routed power to the helm here. And he starts like jotting down, like he whips out his book, and like begins scrolling through like previous pages that he's like written. I mean, I might have an idea. Since I don't know where we're gonna go out and find a storm elemental right about now, but I might have something that might work in the meantime. Although it might not be as efficient as something riding in that big old cylinder up there. And he, you would watch as he pulls out the puzzle box that he has, and he like turns it like a Rubik's cube like 3 times, and then you watch as it has in the past, it expands out to that like 2 foot by 3 foot by 2 feet deep, like rectangular, almost like a extra dimensional chest of sorts. And he points to for you all to take a look inside. Don't worry, I'm not going to push anybody inside. That wouldn't be fun.
That gave Aethrox an idea, and like he goes to look in, and then he tries to like pretend like he's gonna throw Ohno in the box.
Oh God!
Alright, so I look at the box.
You had me for a moment there. You see
I could have.
something that you might have seen once or twice in the last probably week of your adventure here. You would recall, just on seeing this, that when you guys had reached Sunblight Fortress, that the Charlatan Dragon, for those of you who could see it, and I believe it was Athros, Ohno, and there was like one other person who was far enough inside that they could see it. It might have been Ebrin or Big Toon, one of you two. That there were 2 dwarves who were finishing putting something within the mechanical dragon itself, and that was a beating heart of a red dragon. When the party had slain the dragon in Bryn Shander, and not Big Toon, and Ohno was salvaging pieces from it, well, you see what happened to the heart as he looks down inside of the chest here. He looks at you kind of a little bit suspicious before dipping his head over, and then like pulls back out of that suspicion afterward. I decided to collect this. I'm not really sure if it'll work the way we want it to. I don't know if it'll get us to fly, but it'll at least get us to move. If I can find a way to integrate it with the vines of this ship, I think I can get it to power us so we at least have, well, a giant snowboat, like what some of us had, the Snowpiercer, like what that guy, that dwarf man drove with the boulets, except we won't need boulets to pull us across the snow this time. It'll just be whoever's in the pilot seat guiding us through the snow on our merry way. We could be snow pirates.
Pilot. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. We'll ignore what's her face. We'll just be snow pirates.
As Valine, who is part of the party right now, she's just like, she was over by the workshop looking just at all the different stuff here. Does not seem to hear you. You like look, she didn't seem to hear you. I don't know how long it'll take me though. I can't imagine it would take me more than maybe a day. I know that's a lot of time to ask, but if we can get this going, we'll be moving a lot faster than we were with the lightning tank. And you would hear Chief Taruk, upon like finally having some druids like come and begin gathering the corpse itself. You would see that they cast some form of like protection spell on the corpse, and it allows it to stay kind of all in one piece as they move it like a biology class dummy out of the chamber here. Chief Taruk would look at Ohno. If you need some assistance with that, I'm sure there are other members of our grove, or our encampment, so to say, that would be willing to help. We have ways of working with nature that a lot of people don't always realize. I can go fetch them, or
yeah,
it'll take a little bit of time here. It took us a little while to get out here, but we could begin working on that process soon. I just don't know where you're going to put it. And Ohno would like look down and like kind of like take a nice long look throughout the captain's quarters. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that piece too, where it's gonna go. I mean, we could probably, if we could fill it with enough water, we could probably put it in the chamber up above there, and just, well, it'd be like, a beating heart of a body, because it's a beating heart. power the ship there. It might be kind of vulnerable there, though. I don't know how I feel about that. He just like starts rambling off about like different locations that it might go. Like, oh, it could go right here. But that ain't gonna work because it'd be in the way and blah 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 blah. Starts asking for a bunch of things. Like, I'm gonna need, like these like 6 items here. Does your group have that? And Chief Turk's like, well, I'll see what we can find. As he kind of begins to plan and look for a spot to put the beating heart. Chief Taruk, at some point, unless the party had questions or things for him, would leave to go and get some more people from the Grove who can manipulate nature, which would leave you to your own devices for a little while. The equivalent of, if needed, probably a short rest. But I don't think anybody... I think only Aethros cast spells today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and one thing I was trying to figure out is where does it show you how many spell slots you have left? I can't see that on the sheet, or I don't know where it is.
That's a great question. If you look on the top right, where it says like first level, on the top right you have 4, second level you have 3. I might not have taken Dispel Magic off your sheet once. So when you cast the spell, it'll unfill one of those little banner-looking things where you're top right, where on your spell page where it says like first level. All the way on the right, there's like 4 little banner-looking icons next to the word roll.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. I like it, but it's weird.
I see one for inspiration. Like I have 6 for level 6, and then special traits, long rest, short rest.
It's underneath that. Like, it's literally like in the same banner of where it says first level. There's like a little like arrow pointed down almost.
I don't think I have that.
Here, I can send a picture in the chat real quick.
Yeah, I can do that too.
But it's not one of mine. And it looks like you're saying the one underneath the level?
Yeah, so cantrip won't have one because you don't have spell slots for cantrips. Yeah, let me...
I have it highlighted in the picture I sent.
Oh, okay.
Unlimited spell slots.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that either.
Yeah, so it'd be under... You don't have it under your...
So that would be
page?
how
That's
many are
interesting.
remaining?
Yeah, I think so.
So what I'm
Yeah,
wondering
so you should have
is if
4 first
I
level
didn't
spell slots.
take a long rest after the fight.
You should have.
Yeah, I thought I rolled it for you.
I-
If not, I mean, you can go ahead and take one. That's fine.
You would have.
See if
You
it
would have still had
updates.
to use a 3rd level spell anyway, though.
Yeah, it's still not showing any of those little banner things.
Well, that's
Aethros is
weird.
unlimited spell slots. That's awesome.
You're a funny guy. Oh, that is wild.
Unlimited power.
No kidding. That's wild.
Yeah, I was still missing some of my hit dice. I don't know if I actually technically took a long rest, or if anyone took one for me last session.
I thought I did. I think you...
But
I feel like... Because didn't you use your hit dice on that darkness spell?
yeah, I did. So I was missing a bunch of them.
Yeah,
But
so...
from a long rest, I would have gained some back, and I was still at what I was at after I used the darkness.
This is wild. Because last session, too, Ian didn't have his inventory on his sheet. Foundry's going through some weird shit today. I almost didn't play today because Foundry's been giving me issues. But
Okay,
we're...
I'll try and keep track of it on my own, but might be a little difficult after time.
Otherwise, something else you could do is possibly try reloading Foundry once and see if it appears. Because I see, like, on that image you sent, like, your, like, the prepared, unprepared icons also don't appear to be there. So it's possible that that maybe if you reload Foundry, they might appear. Not that I like that you'd have to do that, but...
Also, I was able to fix my inventory issue. I had to use a different browser.
Okay, so for you, because you used Firefox before, right?
Yeah, now I'm using a Microsoft Edge.
Okay, and it seems to work okay for you.
Yep.
Okay. What kind of browser do you
Yeah,
use?
now it's showing up after.
Okay.
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, I was gonna say I use Chrome for everything, so I'm used to it being the opposite effect, where Chrome it doesn't work, and Firefox and other browsers things work.
Yeah.
So, okay, well if it works now, yay, everything's all great. Okay, so yeah, you would have.
Spell measuring. Okay. Okay, now yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it'll work.
I guess does anybody need to do anything for their short rest as Chief Tarut goes to collect more people to help Ohno?
I'd just be looking for the coolest room on the ship and claim it as my own.
So there are, as far as like, are you talking about like the lodging rooms, or are you talking like just in general the coolest places in the ship?
Lodging or potentially a room I could convert into my own bedroom and, you know, claim it as my own.
Okay. So there are 3 lodging rooms. Each can house 2 people. And what you would notice, like the captain's quarters does have its own bed for like anybody who's piloting the ship. But there 2 of the rooms have a window that kind of peers outside. The center room, so it'd be like left, right, and center. Left and right have a window that peers outside. Center does not. It is the only room that does not have a window. And compensating for that, it is slightly bigger on the inside in comparison to the left and the right rooms. Not by a ton of space. It'd probably be by a total of... they're 10 wide. Probably close to... It'd be like the equivalent of about 36 square feet. So it's like, you know, the 18 feet wide, but it's like 2 feet longer. Not 18 feet wide, that's wrong. 36 is too much. It'd be like 30 square feet. That you gain an extra room, that you could put extra things. Not that the party has a ton of stuff to put places. The lower compartments of the ship are primarily for storage and like carrying goods. It appears that at one point this vessel was used for transporting items from point A to point B. It can hold a ton of storage. We're talking like the equivalent of about 2 tons worth of storage inside the bottom area there, and that's not factoring in, you know, if Ohno finds a way to modify things or adds reinforcements in places. As you look through the various rooms, I assume some party members may be taking along here and there, though not to be for the whole time. You would notice that there are like a couple barrels and crates that are in the lowest area of the ship that have kind of been there this entire time. As you like try to open up one of them, the wood is pretty brittle. You kind of have to like peel off the cover in like chunks of one of the crates to see. Just like it looked like it was like dried rations of sorts. Like there is some like couple 100-year-old like dried meat that at this point is like really solid beef jerky. There's some grains that have been picked apart by maybe a mouse or 2 that might have gotten inside the vessel here, and then as you look you see that there's like in the far corner like a skeleton of said mouse. The ship has been pretty whatever happened when that door was sealed seems to have kept anything from getting in, anything from getting out. So even things that might have been living here before that he didn't know about, the leader of the encampment, or the founder of the encampment, well, everything died alongside with him. And you can tell too, it's rather dusty. The air itself is rather musty. It's an old ship, but it is 100% sealed. Even being sitting here for so long, the temperature is really nice. Instead of being the range of -30 to who knows what, it's probably sitting at a comfortable 40 to 50 degrees right now, which is warm in comparison to what you've been dealing with. It's like a Midwest warm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with the ring of warmth,
So-
I'm feeling really good.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
feeling
we're
great.
wearing-
You and Big Tune are
we're
feeling
like-
good.
We're
Yeah.
like trying to take off our clothes at this point.
Yeah. Stripping down. But yeah, Aethros wants to claim one of the bedrooms on the starboard side of the ship, which I think is the right. Being Twilight starboard.
I
it's
think
fitting.
so. Okay. As you call dibs on one of the rooms,
Yeah.
or call dibs on the room on the right side.
And I just start throwing all my stuff all over the floor.
I mean, I definitely want the room next to his, and I would definitely
in the
ask
middle.
Ohno to be on the other side. Do we have like the ensuite doors like they do in hotel rooms, or like where we can each open a door on the inside and like have a double size room?
Technically, you do.
Or we could have like little secret doors.
Yeah.
All the rooms have an outer door. That's probably closest to the outer door that leads like out into the workshop is like as close to the workshop as you can be for that section of the ship. So like it'll be on the most southern section of the ship, and then there are inner doors that link the rooms together. So you can go between each room without having to step foot out to the workshop area. As
I feel like there will be many a night where we have both of our doors open and we're just playing cards in between our room.
sounds about right. Gotta make a D&D version of Yu-Gi-Oh with Decks of Illusion.
Yes.
As you begin claiming rooms, and taking a look throughout the ship, unless anybody else has anything else that they are wanting to do, it's within probably about half an hour to an hour, you would see the chief making his way back. You can hear the footsteps on the top deck, along with a couple smaller footsteps, his being a little bit more heavy given his enormous size, coming down the stairway that leads into the from the entryway down into the second layer of the ship. You would see Chief Taruk's appearance once again. I see you're making yourselves at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I'm throwing my blankets all over the place.
All the blankets.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
casting blanket like
Yes,
nonstop.
blanket.
I think I got rid of all the blankets actually.
Was it when you got your
Yeah.
ring of
Good.
warmth?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just threw them all on the ground. Like, well, don't need these anymore.
So, if we wanted to store stuff inside of the
Yes.
thing here,
Let me give you access to its character sheet.
sweet. So like, I definitely don't need 3 swords on me.
Definitely don't need 28 rations on me.
Yeah, also that.
56 pounds.
Aha!
Wrap.
So it should be under its own category under vehicles. Maybe I didn't give you guys access to that folder. If I didn't, I will give you
I
access.
see it under players.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
under players, and then there is a folder that it's going to be
Oh.
under called vehicles.
Uh huh.
And you guys should be, hopefully, at some point able to see that. It might not work today. It might appear. If it doesn't work, I'll figure out a way to make it work.
No.
Yeah, all I see is the lightning tank right now.
Okay. Well, then never mind. If it appears under players, then it'll stay under players.
Yeah, it looks like we can add stuff to it.
Yeah.
Who needed a bow? Was that a Rainy?
Or mounted
Um,
cannon.
I think it was a Rainy during her battle. You're like, man, we got to get her some long range.
If she just had like her horn attack, it's essentially it seems like.
Yeah, I think that was a decision because she doesn't have any real range spells that like do physical damage. I think the party did decide that she should have some form of bow. When they came into, the ability for her to either buy one or if they found one or something. Like she was up there on the list. That and spit, given that spit's a little more beefy now.
I would walk up to Irene and be like, so I have an extra one of these. You can just have it. And then I would hand her a short bow.
Are you sure you don't need it for something?
No, I've got a longbow. So you can have this one.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. As she like adds it to her, the couple of weapons that she has, that being a longsword and a dagger, she will strap the short bow to her back. Thank you. Appreciate that, Eben.
Not a problem.
See, Aethros and I are just dumping our inventories.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do to free up space.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was getting dangerous. Like, technically, I probably was over encumbered, but some of my things don't have weight. Like the new sword, like the Adamant Avalanche doesn't have weight. So, like,
yeah, that makes sense.
just for the sake of not having to worry about that.
Mm. So it just has a general cargo. It doesn't like say whose is whose.
Nope.
So we're gonna have to try to remember that.
I mean, my stuff is pretty obvious, aside from the rations. Also, the rest of it is just like generic stuff that we can all share.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that.
So
I
is it
will,
dragon
after
drop
today,
then?
too, update your map.
Yeah, drag and drop, but then I had to delete them from my inventory because it just duplicated it when I dragged.
Correct. So you will have to, delete them from your inventory once you move them over.
Try this again.
You just hear the sound of like metal and like various things clanking around inside the rooms that have been claimed now as inventory dump go crazy.
Yeah, I don't even use this shit, so.
That's
But
fair.
yeah, there was so much stuff that I had that was just like, oh, in case we need this. I
Right.
carry a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I was at 179.8 out of 180.
Yeah, I
That's
was
a lot.
I was at like 207 out of 210.
Yeah, I was at like 238. I was just 2 pounds under what I could carry.
Yeah, same.
Like, oh, I'm gonna have to start eating more of these trail rations just to free up weight.
No, we don't have to
Get
worry
fat.
about it. Now the majority of my weight is just my armor.
Mm-hmm.
As the party mingles in the rooms, talking to each other, dumping cargo, all that fun stuff. You would hear Ohno talking to the druids, trying to figure out how to link vines to living tissue, and them just getting into a bit of a heated discussion about how that works exactly, and describing the connections between like the cylinder up on top of the ship and the and how like the magic flows, and yeah, you would just hear essentially like it's a lot of babble between the two different groups.
Yeah, I guess if they need my help, that's probably not a good thing because I'm not going to be helpful.
Well, the
I'll
issue
just
that we
try and stay
have
out of the way.
is these druids are, well, I mean no offense to people's ages, that's not what I do, but they're young. They're not from, when this vessel was created. I Not everyone knows how to manipulate things to pull the magic out of them, and it's we're running into a bit of an issue there. I'm not worried. I think we'll be able to do it, but I think it might take me just a little bit of time. But I think it's possible. I'm feeling confident that I haven't reached my point yet. I just gotta find I just gotta find, and he's like starts digging through his notebook, and like his magic quill is like by like second nature is just like writing, kind of like slaps it out of the way as he digs in a couple more pages. Okay, I might have an idea. I might be able to use some of the knowledge that I have just working with machinery, and if I work with the druids, I feel confident that by this time tomorrow we should at least be able to leave this cave, and we can go off and find Hedrun, Atina, or something. I don't know. I'm hoping that's where we're going, but if not, I know we're also talking about maybe East Haven because of the dreams that we all kind of had. I don't know. Time is of the essence. I'm gonna do it as fast as I can.
Okay. I look over at Aethros while he's saying that, and I just kind of like slowly, like slyly hold these up. my my playing
Or
card.
I don't know if you saw, there's a cannon on the front of this thing. I'll go check it out. Let's try and fire it.
Okay.
Or the cannon.
You make your way. There's a small passage that runs along the left side of the. No, it doesn't run on the left side of the ship. It runs between the left room and the center room that takes you to the front of the ship on the second story here, and you see cannonball ammunition. You have about 10 balls that are still here. You can tell that this cannon hasn't been used since this thing was sealed, obviously, but that it is enormous. Like, it's probably the biggest cannon you've seen ever.
Like, we could put someone in that cannon, right? And fire them.
You could fire a person from this cannon.
Hey, come here. Spit, how do you feel about maybe going on a ride?
Hold on. How does Spit feel about this situation? Let's find out.
You want to go real fast? And I tell him that
How
in
does
Goblin.
how does
I could
Spit
speak
and
Goblin.
Ohno, if Ohno's in earshot, feel about it?
Ohno
Because
is not
Ohno's
within
been like
earshot.
Spit's big brother. Oh god.
Okay. Whether or not you are serious about trying to launch Spit out of the cannon, you don't have to tell me. Just send me a private roll of either deception or persuasion.
Okay.
Okay. Oh lord. Oh
no.
lord.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I actually had good intentions.
Spit, as he looks at the two of you, he can tell he feels pretty confident that Big Two might be joking, but he looks at Aethros and he can't tell.
Yeah.
You see Spit, like, he looks at the size of the cannonballs and he looks at the size of himself, And he like slaps his like cheeks a little bit, gives himself a little goblin pep talk like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I get back up. I come to the ship. And he like looks at you, Aethros, and he's like, Spit be fine.
Yeah. You're right.
No, Spit. I was just testing you. You don't have to go in the cannon. Unless you want to.
Spit can do it.
You know you want to. Alright, yeah.
It's like it's your decision. Don't do it because we want you to, although we do.
Think about how cool it would be.
You're literally the little angel and the devil on his shoulders right now.
Yeah.
It just kills me.
You'd be the coolest goblin ever. Of all
Okay.
time.
Spit go far. He is like ready to go. He's pumped up. He has his blood flowing. He's ready. He's ready to get launched out of the cannon.
Right, how do we aim this to make him survive?
Well, first he's gotta get in.
Does anybody have Featherfall?
No, I don't.
I honestly don't think Ohno does either.
There's a Rainy?
I was gonna say we could like shoot him up, but then he's just gonna take fall damage.
Well, no, I was thinking Featherfall because one, it's going to make him possibly go further, but then two, his fall's not going to be as bad either.
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, that's the problem is since we don't.
How can you minimize damage with the maximum amount of fun?
Right.
Go on, Spit. Climb in.
As he climbs in. He's feeling good. He climbs into the loading tube and gives you a little goblin thumbs up.
Okay, so he doesn't have any issues actually climbing into the cannon?
Nope.
Hang
It's easy. It's accessible enough for him to be able to climb up into it. He's strong enough he can pull himself in.
I'm gonna make a roll quick here.
Yeah. Okay.
No. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Can you see self rolls or no?
I do not know. That's a good question.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out.
Ooh, I cannot.
Okay, cool.
I
So,
want to roll an insight roll on you.
Now I'm dying
See
to
what
know.
Nicktoon's thinking.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I guess then what you would see is right before we get ready to fire, I'm going to start moving to try to pull him out of there because I'm thinking twice about this.
I give you a wink. Like, I'm not actually gonna do it. Just go with this.
All right, now I need a roll in speed.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm not trying to deceive you.
Okay.
If it's
I'm
not,
just
if
trying to have.
you're just trying to have
I'm
fun,
just
you're
trying to
not.
have fun.
Then
Yeah, I'm not gonna actually shoot him. Like,
Okay.
no, not a
Okay.
chance. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna.
I
count you
step
down,
back and
Spit.
say, all right.
3, 2, 1, and then I hit the cannon with my hammer to make a loud noise.
you would hear a shriek come from inside the chamber.
His hearing is probably gone for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I feel fucking flashbang.
Uh-huh. All right, then I help him out.
As you open the chamber door once again, sealing it off to quote unquote fire the cannon, you would see that he's in like a little fetal position. His like fingers are in his ears, and he's like holding his breath.
Spit, I admire your dedication to the team, but please don't let us be stupid around you.
Someone like taps him and he like sees that he isn't actually fired, and you just see this big sigh of relief come over his face.
Like, yeah, I just tell him like, just know you don't actually have to do stuff just because we say it. Like, you do have free will.
What does free will mean?
All right, fair enough.
Means
That's
we
not a
gotta
question I
free
can
this
answer.
guy named Will.
Yeah, go ask Ohno. He'll tell you.
Okay. And he as he's like kind of brushing himself off like the gunpowder that's still like residing from within the chamber that might have rusted just like this small section here. You see he is just coated in sweat. He was scared out of his mind. As he, that just like, hearing you say, Ohno will be able to tell you, he just like takes off back down the hallway to get as far away from there as he can.
A little trail of pee behind him.
Make a perception check.
Oh, and it's still private. Cool. Because we really needed that to be private.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, there's a little puddle.
There.
Not a big one. just enough. A little scare pee. You do realize that this cannon could do a butt ton of damage to like structures and.
I saw the amount of damage it does. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh,
I
get in the
it
sheet.
fires very slow, but LD6, bam. With what was the range? Like 250 to 500 feet.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It begs the question: why did he need this? Why did the founder need a weapon like this? You're not really sure, but it potent.
No kidding.
Ebron's just calculating what the rough damage would be out loud.
We're like,
Okay.
what does 51 mean? I don't know what does that even mean? Because you say you're calculating it out loud.
Fine, internally then.
Anyways,
Anyways,
here's Wonderwall.
I guess Ohno feels confident that he would have it ready to go if he had the entire day to work on it, like by this time tomorrow. Is there anything within the Druid encampment or the nearby area that the party was interested in doing? Otherwise, what we can do is we can skip forward to the next day. That's totally fine with me.
Works for me. I wasn't planning on doing anything.
Yeah, I'm fine with a time skip. Because they don't have like anything for sale in the camp. We found out.
Correct. It's more of it's a barter system, but most of what they have in the camp right now seems to be tied to like the things that they've hunted, like pelts and some like maybe handcrafted items. There wasn't really anything magical that you saw. The only magical item, honestly, that you've received so far has been
The bone
Priestess
dice.
Gresh's bone dice. Yeah. Which
Yeah,
should be
I'm
on
fine
Big
with-
Toon's character sheet now, too, by the way.
It is. I saw it. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Then we're going to skip forward to the next day. Bloop, 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 bloop. As the party will have a day of rest and recuperation. If you are still missing any, like of your hit dice, feel free to take another long rest to be able to recover those back to full.
I'll do it just for get some shivers, just in case for the dice.
And also change my prepared spells.
Absolutely. As
There's one where I can make it forgive me.
I feel like I've asked it already, but you did level up Spit, correct?
yes, Spit is now leveled up. He was I did that at the beginning of session last week. As he feels a little bit more buff, and you would see like Ebron, I'll say since you brought it up, in the morning when everybody's kind of beginning to wake, with the exception of Ohno, who's probably been working through the night with some of the druids. The druids themselves are like barely awake, and he like slaps one of them and is just like, we have to keep, we're almost there, like we're gonna finish this, we're gonna finish it now. And he's like taking just like command. Like Chief Taruk isn't even here. Chief Taruk went back to camp for the time being. He's gonna he said he'd come in the morning or something like that. As you would hear Ebron, the sound of what seems to be like arrows hitting a target, and you take a walk up to the top deck. You like, as you approach out of the staircase, you see once again the the empty chamber that is above the entire ship, where like masts normally would be. You see it's been sealed and filled with like a liquid at this point, and that it's like slowly kind of beginning to bubble, which you feel like is probably due to Ohno and the work that him and the druids are doing. But you look down and you see Spit taking a little time and like shooting some arrows into a makeshift like log cutout that like a section to try and like focus on his accuracy a little bit. You would see Matra, while a bit down in the gloom after the battle from 2 days ago at this point. She's kind of been there, and she's in a similar fashion when Spit isn't firing arrows at this log, she's like taking time to work on her own her magic herself. The two of them don't even seem to pay attention that you have entered the top deck.
Well, hey everybody, how we doing?
And she like turns around, she sees you there. For once, not startled. Oh yeah, other thing that happened. Matra and Ibrin, kind of their standoffish relationship has been mended now ever since the battle, so they're okay again. As she would like turn and see you, Ibrin, not startled so much this time as like when you start talking, she kind of hears a creak, like where you're stepping, and she like turns to see you there. Oh, you're awake. Hope we didn't wake you. Just thought we could get a little practice in before we set off again. Hoping to be a little bit more useful in the fight with Hedrun. Hopefully.
No, didn't wake me at all. Just heard a noise, figured I'd check it out and see what's going on, and figured I'd watch you guys for a little bit and see if there's any suggestions I can give for possible improvement.
I mean, I know I guess at this point, open to suggestions. The last thing I want is the encounter with Hedrun to go sour and go south in any way. But Spit's been remarkably really close on his accuracy lately. And you just like see Spit like fire an arrow, and he like turns to face the two of you. Spit too good.
I mean, I see the target that he's doing. How is he actually doing? Is he hitting bullseyes or what?
You can tell that like he must have been up easily for probably the last hour or two. Just constantly working with arrows. You see that for the most part his spread, like there's a really crudely drawn like 2 rings like you would see on an average bullseye, and they're primarily within the center third of the target. There's a couple stragglers, like the spread overlaps into the second third a little bit, but primarily it seems to be in the center, or at least near it. Spit's accuracy is pretty good.
I'd say practice makes perfect, and Spit, you're definitely making improvements. I'd say you also got a couple new like muscle veins on your arm, man. Getting stronger by the day.
You just hear him say, "Almost got shot at cannon yesterday. Gotta be prepared."
Yeah, Spit, I'd kind of rub my forehead and be like, you can't let him do that to you, man. If you feel like something's like not right, go grab Ohno and ask him before stuff like that happens again.
We got a free will.
Spit does have free will, yes. You're your own individual. You're welcome to do your own things, but if you need help with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, go grab Ohno. He'll help you out.
Gotta have him roll an insight check, because I don't think he knows what Tweedledee and Tweedledum means. Spit looks at you in the most like cocker spaniel head turned like position. Like I have no freaking idea what you just said.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum would be Bictoon and Athros.
Well, they're Bictoon and Athros.
Yes,
Tweedledee and Dum.
correct.
But they
Never
are
mind.
Tweedledee and Dum. But they're
Yes,
Athros and Bictoon.
100%. I feel like
He's entered like an eternal loop of just like, well, they're this, but they're that, and like you hear like Matra's just like, no, just forget it. It doesn't matter. They are Bictoon and Athros, but they are also known as Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
yes. I feel like Spit's gaining like +1, like intelligence right now.
His mind is
I
being
was just
blown.
gonna say, Bit actually has more intelligence than me.
He does.
Yeah.
He doesn't get. He was an isolated child. The 10 years that he gained in an instant did not help him learn innuendos and secret lingo. So he's getting there.
He's book smart, not street smart.
He's not necessarily book smart either. He's just not street smart at all.
He's really not.
Athos is very street smart. But book dumb.
He just shoots an arrow really, really well. As the once again the sun begins to not the sun. Yeah, the sun would have crested the sky for its morning for the morning horizon. I want you, Ebrin, to make a perception check.
With Matra and its Spit nearby, could I also have them look with me as well? Or give me advantage, or just straight up?
You know what? Given what I'm asking, I would allow it. I would say them looking with you will give you advantage on your roll. Damn. There was no bad roll there.
What am I seeing with the nat 20?
On as the sun has crested the sky, you can tell that the sun is rising, although it is you can see the red hue that you have seen previously peeking in through the clouds that have kind of rolled in over the last 24 hours or so, creating a nice overcast. But something peculiar stands out to you, as even throughout the clouds here, you can still see the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights.
Holy shit, guys. Are we actually seeing a sunrise for once? Holy crap, look at that. Got some lights going on in the skies. How cool is that?
You would
I'd
know
be
that.
saying that to the two next to me.
And they would like look to you, and like there's that moment of like the three of you sharing a moment of awe, but you shortly come to the realization that the Aurora Borealis can't peer through the clouds. That something isn't right here.
So what you're telling me is that something's not going right here, Matra. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, it's kind of, it's not right. Usually you don't see the flow in the sky unless the sky is clear, and to see it during sunrise is even more rare. That one's not impossible, but it's very uncommon. But with an overcast, something doesn't seem right.
Alright, so what I thought was nice and pretty is probably a bad omen. Alright, looks like we should probably grab everybody else and have them take a look at this as well. I'd defeatedly start going back into the ship and try to grab whoever I see's attention. Be like, hey, you might want to step outside, go look at that real quick. Oh no. And then Big Tune Athros, the chief if he's there, anybody else who's there.
I feel like
Yeah,
Aethros
you'd
and
be
I
like-
are trying to plan another way to prank Spit.
Yeah. Can we
If
get
we
him
have
in
any-
the giant
Go ahead.
thing at the top? I want to put Bit in the containment too.
Do it. He'll do it. He'll listen.
Yeah. If not, we'll bully him, right?
Wow. I mean, we can
Jesus.
definitely encourage him. Wink, wink.
As
Yeah.
you
Liquid encouragement. We'll drug him.
Oh, that took a very different turn. I was like, oh yeah, I know alcohol. No.
No.
Someone's gonna freaking put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. As you would hear Ebrin, calling out to you to, hey, you guys might want to come and take a look at this. Calling to anybody who can hear him, which I imagine would be pretty much everybody. I think the only person you might not, just because he's either talking or focusing, might be Ohno.
Hey! Oh no! Outside! 2 minutes! Bring your friends with. Possibly good, possibly bad thing. Nature thinks bad, so 2 minutes. Then go back at it.
I hate stopping in the middle of a... Okay, fine. He, come on, you two. He, brings the two druids that have been helping him. What are we looking at? What's the problem? What are we pulling me away from?
Well, one, we're seeing a sunrise for the first time, which is what I thought was cool. Then two, if you look above that, you can see some nice pretty lights in the sky, which I thought was cool. But our nice friend Matra here is telling me that's probably not the best thing. So, what the hell do we think's going on?
Well, I'm no expert on the Northern Lights, but generally you see them when there's no overcast, so that's probably not good. As Ohno kind of goes off on his own little tangent about what it may or may not be, I would say, yeah, everyone who's present would probably be able to see it. You would see that Chief Taruk, his face, goes from one of a moment of joy, seeing the group here, in good spirits, to one that has a bit of well, it looks like the color has kind of been wiped from his face as he sees the lights there. I know what that is.
Do you care to elaborate?
When, well, you're all familiar with what has to happen sometimes in 10 towns on a new moon, correct?
Yeah, you stupidly sacrifice people.
Well, not all villages sacrifice people. Some sacrifice food, some sacrifice warmth, but between those who've been sent off into the wilds or been sacrificed to the cold, well, that isn't always the end of the road for them. They get turned into walkers. Spirits of blinding light that rise up out of the corpses of those who have fallen and continue to live once more, doing the bidding of whoever desired for them to be created in the first place. Which, I guess, given where we are, you can probably imagine who created them.
So you're telling me we have to fight undead ghosts?
In a way. And unlike when they were alive, these beings are going to be significantly stronger than their mortal living flesh would let them be.
Oh, do they stay on the ground? Do they fly? Do they hover?
Okay, first off, love the snowshoes. Second off, they walk on the ground. They take on the
Oh.
physical
Accidentally press that.
physical size of those and like general attributes as far as height and appearance as their mortal form once had, wearing the same clothes even. But they're a lot stronger. They hit very hard, and well, if we're seeing lights like these, that means they're possibly coming in mass.
They probably
like-
stink too, right?
Well,
They're not
undead
pleasant.
ghosts. So can they like walk through walls? Or
No. They don't walk through walls. They're not like a ghost in that regard. I don't really know how to nicely describe them in a way that will make sense besides are they a spirit or are they a person or are they a zombie? They're
They're buffed up undead people. That can't
essentially
fly or go through walls.
correct.
Well, I mean, I
We,
guess the easy thing would be to either get this thing flying or barricade it to where they can't get in, and those who can actually hit them start firing from above.
Oh no, how much time do you think you need yet? Well, at least he like does the math on his fingers. I think I could probably have it done in about 10 minutes. It'll give you time to make some preparations, maybe. I don't know what you'll be able to get done in all in 10 minutes, but how many do you normally see together? And Chief would look down at him and look at the rest of the party. Well, if you find them in pairs, it can be deadly enough. But the sheer size of these northern lights here, I can only assume that there's a horde making its way our direction. And if I had to guess, it's being sent from Auril herself. Make those 10 minutes count. Oh no. As you would hear coming from the entrance of the cave. There, like there's two druids that have kind of been keeping an outpost outside the cave here. I can see them in the distance. I see at least two. There might be more, but I don't see them. But I'm gonna need some help.
How big's the tunnel to the cave?
So, the cave entrance itself is I mean, it's enormous enough that you can fit the Shiraha living airship out the doorway. Like, it's a massive tunnel entrance. You could fit, I mean, creatures of full wingspan, like a adult white dragon could probably fit inside this doorway.
There's no... It's not like a cenote where there's like a ceiling above that we could fly up and outward. This is like the only one way in, one way out.
Correct. There's no pathway outward by going upward. This is the one pathway that would be big enough to fit the vessel out.
That kind of sucks.
Is the cannon pointed out the opening?
That was my first thought. But then I don't want to risk a tunnel collapse. I was hoping the cave above was open so we could go up and out.
Well, I'm thinking we blast them with the cannon as they come in.
Yeah, we could try that too.
currently, the way the ship is positioned, the ship's going to have to turn as it moves to make its way out the tunnel. It's you have a small, maybe 15-degree window pointing out to the outside of the cave entrance with the cannon right now. Can you fire? Absolutely. At 15 degrees, roughly, right now.
Okay. Or we just, bank the shot off the side of the cave and hit one of these guys. It's easy. I can do it.
Does anybody else have the ability to cast like an ice wall to just stop them from coming in? And then maybe we like funnel them through a small little way and.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Yeah, no. I don't have any.
If it's really cold, I could pee.
You're gonna need a lot
Okay,
more
well.
than what you can make there to make an ice wall.
Yeah.
He like has a slight sarcastic chuckle.
Is that the chief?
Yeah.
Listen, chief. I think you and I both know that I'm more capable of consuming enough.
Ohno has that endless decanter or whatever. We had a long time ago.
It does still have water in it. I'm gonna get back to work and see if I can get this, if I can rush job this, to at least get us out of here. He like just takes the other two druids and just like scurries back inside. I'll see if I can cut it down to 5 minutes, maybe less. As he like disappears, you just hear his voice kind of echo outward here, as you would see a bright bluish white light now starting to emanate in towards the cave entrance. Little help out here. You would hear from like the druid at the entrance. What is this thing? As Chief Turk's like, just survive. As he's gonna jump off the edge of the vessel and begin making his way towards the cave entrance.
Do we help, or do we just sit in the ship and hope Ohno gets it going, and then leave these guys?
I mean, we should probably just like fire off some rain.
Let's say, what's the distance from the ship to the tunnel?
From the ship to the entrance of the cave, you're probably at about 150-ish feet, just eyeballing it. It's a decent enough distance. The voices from like the entryway kind of echo off of the sides of the cave, which makes it sound like people are closer than what they are.
Are there arrows on ship?
The ship does not have, other than like the toolkits that were available in the workshop, does not seem to have a built-in armory of sorts besides what you guys have carried on you.
I would.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
I was gonna say, well, I ain't got a lot of these, but I will start with this for now. Pull out my longbow and fire a couple arrows downrange.
I will also draw something. Not something I often use. But I gotta make it look intimidating, right? You better watch out. Gonna do the magic.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like draw like a sword on a piece of paper or something. I wasn't sure which way you were going with that.
That would be funny.
I cast fireball out of nowhere.
No, I just have my stick wound up, ready to cast my one spell and one cantrip.
I forgot about the basic stick wand. Big Two whips up his. Oh, now I gotta rephrase that because I'm recording. Big Two pulls out his the wand that he had bought at Triglio.
And quite honestly, it's probably just a stick. I was probably swindled.
As you pull it out, you're like, man, I wonder if I was swindled, but it'll have to do. And you don't really have the time to really think about it, but the thought does cross your mind as you're able to kind of pour your magical essence, like you use it as a focus to be able to cast your spells. Regardless of if it is just a stick, it seems that it might serve its purpose for you. As Ibrin fires off arrows from his longbow, and Big Toon fires off a firebolt of sorts.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna save my my one actual spell, and I'll just use firebolts whenever I'm technically able to.
Okay. I would say, Big Toon, you and Ibrin go ahead and make a attack roll.
I was there. What the hell's the range on my longbow? 150 to 600 feet. Okay. I would use steady aim. Well, I got a nat 20.
You did. For the sake of rolling damage, Big Toon and Ibrin. Ooh, wait. Big Toon, you're. I don't want to waste your roll, but I might have to, because
Okay.
your range is 120, and they are farther than 120 feet.
Oh, all right. That's fine. I can wait.
As what is the range? What is the long range on your longbow?
150 to 600.
Fuck. Okay, so if we look at it, because it'd be in your long range where the targets are, even with the disadvantage and the advantage countering each other out, you still got the crit. So the crit was the first roll, so it wouldn't have mattered. Go ahead and roll for damage on your longbow as you ready a shot. I'm gonna post an image of what you guys see in the chat in like 2 seconds. Nice damage.
I feel like you'd see if Big Toon used his, it would like fizzle out, and then you just see my arrow fly past, and just, did you hit anything? Just a little gasp echoes down throughout the cave.
Yeah, yeah. Mine just it just went short. I was like, I rubbed my eyes a little bit. Oh, I guess they were further away than that.
Just get in my picture.
And pagan art. Dude, that's not even. That's just.
As you would as you do damage to the one that's closest to the entrance. That was a good shot. It would be minus 14. Decent amount. Okay. You would see as you hit that shot, it plants somewhere into the torso. You're not really sure exactly where, but you can tell that your hit landed because you were feeling very confident in your attack, and you can tell that it had to have done some form of damage because the creature stumbles at the entryway. It being from the entrance of the cave, it's about 50 feet out. You would see Chief Taruk is booking it hard to get to the entrance before they arrive. You would see Vaylene come out from inside the Shiraha. Your friend is a bit preoccupied. I saw that when he yelled at me down below deck.
Yeah,
I heard
we're
that there's
kinda busy.
if there's things in our way. For once, since this directly impacts me and our ability to do our things, I will help you stave them off too. In his place, this time. and she's gonna, you know, it's I don't know how to describe it because she's an old lady. She doesn't move as fast as what a lot of all of you other people could move, but she's going to begin deboarding the ship and making her way to the entrance. I mean, I feel pretty confident. You would hear Irini now, who's also come up from below deck. Let's just. How many of them are there? How many of them are out there? And she like looks and she can see like maybe like two of the bright lights that are approaching the cave entrance.
Ooh.
I think we can take them
Atheros make a perception check.
for.
He can see up to 300 feet.
Is
With
that only
dark
with that
vision.
spell?
I thought his default was 300 feet with dark vision.
Yeah.
Because if Irini says, yeah, I only see 2, Atheros could be like, there's a lot more behind that.
But if they're bright lights, like as bigger, you'd still see that even farther out. Like you would, because that would be the light source.
True.
Like how you see stars at night, you know, hours far away. You'd still see the light regardless of how far and how far your dark vision is.
This is true. That's why you can see towns in the distance usually.
Mhm.
Irini
Rod,
could see.
fire off another arrow.
Yeah, okay. Roll another attack for me, sir. It would
Normal?
be.
Since it's, I would do
you're gonna
steady
use-
aim and
Yeah, it'd be a normal attack roll then. Because it's in your long range. That is very impressive. Roll another damage roll for me. Okay, for another 10. As you would once again plant an arrow in its side. Or not in its side, in its figure somewhere.
Because you said it's about 50 feet to the front of the entry. So I figured that'd be like another round of movement.
Right. At this point in time, you would see that the chief has made his way, like he's reached the entrance. And he like looks back and sees that only Valine and Irini have followed. Are we all just gonna stand there? It looks like we have 3 with more on the horizon. Your friend... I hope he can get you guys moving. As he's like yelling backwards as he's like preparing to fight with his freaking claw hand once again. His voice getting a little more feral as he kind of shifts into that mode once again. We
Well,
should buy him
alright.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And jump down and run him that way too, then I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I've already been doing damage, but yeah, I guess. Let's get closer.
Well, you can
Yeah.
stay
I'll
if
have
you're
my
gonna
way out
keep
there,
hitting
too.
him.
Would I have
Yeah.
had sneak attack on those hits?
No. The attacks weren't at advantage. There weren't anybody within 5 feet of them at that time. And even with your steady aim, because it was at disadvantage, it would have canceled itself out.
Fair enough.
Good
I
question.
don't want to like hijack it, but like you said that Valine, you know, she's not exactly the most spry or whatever.
Right.
I just, for some reason, in my brain, that just sticks out as like, if anybody's familiar with the Lego Star Wars games, Yoda when he's walking and then he pulls out his lightsaber and he just starts flipping everywhere. I just imagine that with her. Like at first she's just walking, and now that she's actually
Whips out her spellbook, and now she just like does like curly flips and just like
Yeah.
moves at like twice the speed.
yeah.
Screw it,
oh.
it's canon now. As the party will make their way to the entrance of the cave. I'm gonna move you all to our new map. Oh fuck. So, I have to reload Foundry because Foundry locks me out of menus when I activate things. So, it might just be a hot second. It's my issue that I was having all day when I was setting up maps. So you see the three of them that are here, but you can tell that there are more significantly farther back, but there is Aethros, you could tell like the undead presence is something that like it triggers like in your like divine senses almost, not to be confused with Paladin's divine sense, that there's a large number on the approach.
Is it
But
supposed to be like totally dark here?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't have to reload myself.
No, it's based off of your dark vision that you naturally have, unless Aethros, would you have given anybody your crazy expanded dark vision? Or
Yeah, I
is that-
suppose since I can do it for free.
Okay.
Gotta remember how many people I can give it up to.
Yeah, because I can adjust your dark vision then out to a better
Yours is
distance.
6.
Equal to my wisdom modifier.
Okay, so
So I can give it up to 5 other people.
oh damn. Okay, and that's basically your main party, and I think really those are the people who it truly matters for. But you can give it to anybody you want to.
Yeah.
As Aethros, you have to touch them to do that, or is that just like something you can just cast out?
Oh, they have to be within 10 feet of me.
Okay, so
So
just
we'll
be,
huddle up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you your
And
your
break.
your vision.
I was about to say, I think I see pretty much the entire map.
Yeah, at this point you would be able to pretty much.
There's
I
half
see.
of one square I can't see.
I see literally nothing right now. This entire map is black.
Oh, like, are you able to see like tokens or anything right now?
Maybe.
Like, can you see the walkers at all?
No, I can see status effects, and that's it.
Oh,
So maybe I will reload.
yeah. Reload for me once to see
Well,
if that helps.
Yeah, there's a dragon in front of you. You're about to die.
Oh, all right, whatever. I got a character sheet in the wings.
I'm not surprised.
I don't, but oh yeah, that definitely changes things.
I see 3 lights. That's about it.
This is vastly different than what I was seeing.
When you say you see 3 lights, Jonathan, what do you mean?
There's
Just like
a
the 3.
light source right here. There's a light source right here. And there's a light source right here.
Do you see the figures on the map, or do you just see the light sources?
Yeah, I see 3 little figures as well.
Okay, that's the most important bit.
Which one's got 2 arrows in it?
The one in the middle.
Okay.
You can tell that's the one that you've been hitting with your arrows. It's the one you could see primarily throughout the cave. As we reach this area right here, we are going to go into combat.
Dun, dun.
I want everyone to roll initiative. I'm going to make a music change.
Come on, hot dice.
I'm getting
Uh,
flashbacks from when we fought Drognil, where there's just going to be a minute where Dakota's like, all right, now I have to roll initiative, and there's going to be like 50 zombies rolled in a row.
Now I gotta figure out where
What?
it is. Oh, there.
I
I get advantage from.
I know. I really need to figure something with my initiative. Like,
Come
this is
on!
awful, dude. Hey, better than mine.
I'm supposed to be decent at this. I keep pulling crap.
Two. It's supposed to be the like what? All right.
I'm gonna have to find like a ring of advantage just for combat sequences.
I gotta make these people nice people, because they're not hostile. For all of you, this is classified apparently as an epic level encounter. Who knew? I don't.
That means we're gonna get 2 level ups when we kill everybody.
Compared to last fight, what is this one then? Like, what was last fight? Because if your breath attack petrified even one more of us, that would have been probably a TPK.
It probably would have been. I'll have to look once. I didn't realize because like now on my encounter thing, it lists the CR level of the encounter. Don't get me wrong, CR is kind of a joke sometimes, but
Oh yeah.
it is a thing.
Would I have been
Sorry,
able to
just-
cheese it and fire one more arrow?
I'm gonna say no.
That's fair. I wasn't gonna ask, but then you built it up with the epic word, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask now. This could be bad.
Just trying to get rid of people's previous status effects because upon updating these sheets, the status effects have also changed. So there are effects that I can't remove anymore. For now. I think I figured it out though. Gotta go into the deep menus. and enact
You've been
stuff.
connected to this one. You guys still hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
That's great.
Also,
Xbox
I love
gave me a notification. I've been connected to it.
I love my Valine token too. Compared to everybody else's 3D, she's just a little old lady.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna start off with the druid. Which one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, I actually gotta begin combat here. There we go. Druid is gonna go
Alright, well, I'll
first.
see you guys tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you mean next Tuesday at this point?
Literally second to last.
Oh, bro, yeah, we had some low rollers today.
Today, I don't think I've ever rolled like double.
If it makes you
I was
feel
gonna
better,
say-
on my Wednesday campaigns, I'm a monk and I have extremely high dexterity, and a lot of times I have advantage on my rolls, and I still roll single digits almost every single time.
It
was
doesn't
gonna
make me
say-
feel better, but it doesn't make me feel worse.
Okay.
Besides
If
our
it makes you feel
septic,
better, Nick, I can just give you advantage on initiative.
You
I
could,
give
but
my
you won't.
buff to anyone.
hey, is the sheriff involved in this fight, or did you let him rot out?
He
Sure-
I thought
died.
he like died.
Sheriff died.
Yeah, he got
He
he
dead.
got obliterated by that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Alright, originating from you. Okay, 15-foot cube originating from me. Never mind.
He got exodiad.
He did. Turned into a literal icicle, looking like a skeleton. Druid's
I
going to
wanna make-
cast Bark Skin on itself because it has like no AC. Or yeah, no AC. So it's gonna utter an incantation and try to boost its defenses a little bit, so that way it survives a little
Oh.
bit longer.
I thought you said enlarge. I was gonna say Big Tune would have been big again.
Oh yeah, forgot
Nani?
about that. Alright, so that person's AC is boosted. Did that cost an action? Or was it it was an action. They don't have... They're going to cast as a cantrip Shillelagh as a bonus action to be able to use their wisdom modifier for their attack rolls. And that's going to be... They'll take a couple steps up, and that'll be their turn. As we bring it to Irini. Irini is the hit and miss powerhouse sometimes. Fighting, I think what she'll do see, I'm like, usually you guys open with her beam attack.
I would save it since there's not a wall of them for her to shoot at.
Or a big bad that needs to be taken down currently.
True.
Yeah. One single one's not going to do anything, but if there's a line of like 50 of them or 20 of them in a row, then yeah, I'd say risk it then.
Don't know what radiant damage would do to these guys, so
Right, but
Also that.
even if they're not weak against radiant, it's still a good hit to do to a mob of them. It's, I think, our only, besides your moonbeam, area of effect spell.
I'm wondering if they might be immune to it.
She's
There's
going
that
to
risk,
use
too.
the spell we always forget she has until now. Aid.
Does have a short bow as well.
She
Man.
does.
I don't know if you added that to her stat sheet or not.
I did add that to her stat sheet. I guess by default I always look at her spells. I think with that in mind, I think she might wait then, see what they're like before she wastes the spell slot. I think she's gonna use that short bow that she has now, having another mode of attack.
I would tell her the two in the middle's already been hit twice. Aim for that one.
Already have her locked on. She will in fact hit Coldlight Walker. Not a crit though, unfortunately. And it will take some damage. Unlike the serpent, you would notice that it seems like the damage that you guys are doing seems to be accurate to the strength of your attacks, at least with the bow damage between Ibrin and Arini so far. That's gonna be... Oh wait, no, she will inspire. I'm gonna say Athros. She'll burn an inspiration to inspire you.
Okay.
Fires a bow, and then plays a little ditty. You are inspired. As that'll bring us to the first Coldlight Walker, who's going to move their speed. And they are going to... It'll be on... You know what? We're going to choose Big Tune.
Fair. I mean, you would try to take the.
They're going to fire off an attack at you. You can see that there's like... as they whenever they're firing some form of attack, the beam of light that kind of comes out of their clothes that they wear seems to focus in on that target. And you see like there's like it's almost like a spotlight of sorts that focuses in on you as they fire off their attack.
It's like the it's like an Iron Man like repulsor blast.
Yes. Ooh, unfortunately that is gonna miss. Sorry. For me, it's unfortunate. For you, it's fortunate.
No, it's for me. It's unfortunate too because I'm not close.
And they're going to do that one more time as they're not close enough to hit you with any other form of attack right now. That one is also going to miss. So you see two blasts of cold energy kind of fly out from this creature at you. You can feel the coldness as it like touches like your whiskers, but you're able to avoid it from causing any form of like actual damage to you as it kind of whizzes past Ibrin and Irini and like hits the side of the cave entrance. That's going to be its turn since it could not get any closer.
Hold my eyes as hard as I possibly can, and like as obviously as possible.
It is unfazed. As it brings us to Athros with...
Yeah, probably doesn't understand. It doesn't have an eye.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use my Twilight Blessing. It's not on me, I think.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30-foot radius.
Yeah, the 30-foot radius.
Okay, I will put that on your character.
I don't know if there is a way where I can just put on my character.
I've been doing it as an aura that emanates off your
Okay.
character. just want to make it as. I wish I could shortcut the aura, but I can't, so it's just gonna take me a hot second.
Oh yeah. That's where I'm looking to see if I can change the actual ability. Yeah, that will be the only thing that I do on my turn. Then I'll end it, and I'll get my temp HP.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Alright, so I get
Thought I had,
7.
but I didn't. Oh, I must not hit update token. I bet you that's what happened. What is it doing? Okay. Give yourself your 10 HP. Come on. I don't know why it is not showing me your aura. I need it. Sorry, this isn't supposed to take this long.
Oh, good in the neighborhood.
Everything is telling me that it should be going right now. Let's make the opacity 1. Didn't do a goddamn thing. Okay, so we might honestly just have to make it freaking follow you, apparently. Because that's something I'll have to make a note of. See if I can fix it. I don't know why. I've been doing that every other time so far because it's worked out good because then you don't have to move it manually. But we might have to this time.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to make it an aura by default in the ability.
Yeah. It's really annoying. I apologize. Okay. So, you used your thing, you gave yourself your temp HP, and that was your turn?
Yep.
Okay. That'll bring us to the other druid, who didn't roll that bad. They are going to bonus action Shillelagh, so that way they can use Wisdom for their modifier. And they're going to use Produce Flame to conjure a small ball of fire in their hands, and they're going to fire that off outward at the Coldlight Walker to try and do some damage to it at a distance here, not having a short bow on their person. That will hit, which is nice, and then some a little bit of damage. You would see as the fire hits that, again, being a different damage type, this damage seems to also be doing as much as what you would expect it to. Chief Daruk's turn.
End of his turn, I can give him the temp HP.
Oh, yes. Dang. Okay. 10 temporary HP. Perfect. Chief Taruk. Seeing these creatures here, he's going to make his way as fast as he freaking can to the one that is closest to him. And that's clearly the one in the south here. He's going to dash, I think, and get right up close and personal. Going into a rage as he runs. Get real pissed off. But that'll be his turn since they're far enough away. It is Valine, the old lady's turn. Valine's going to take a few more steps up.
Ben's got to roll for 10.
A few more flips up, you mean?
Chief Taruk is out of the
Absolutely.
range.
Oh,
Set that
okay.
into your turn. So yeah, you want to stay within it.
Seeing this creature, what's the range on it? Ah, damn, 30 feet. Wait, how close is she? Too far. Okay, not that spell. She has predetermined spells. Instead, she's going to. You watch as she pulls from her side a small wand with a jagged orb kind of at the top. She utters an incantation, and Bictune, as she walks past you, you would see a familiar spell to you, magic missile, launch out from the wand at the Coldlight Walker that is closest to the chief.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. And because it is a second level, which is one. Okay, and that will be Valine's turn as she did everything she could with Ebrin. It's your turn.
Alright. Just take a look here real quick. Let's take it next time. 45, 55. I'm gonna target the one that the chief's at.
Okay.
And I'm gonna launch my arrows.
Doing that thing you do.
I'm not gonna sharpshooter, and I'm just gonna take the advantage.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
3d6 as well, correct?
Yes, if you use your sneak attack, it actually
3d6
should be
plus
3d6.
2.
You crit, so it'd be 3d6 also plus 18. Because sneak attack dice crit on the damage too.
On the situational bonus, do you just want me to put plus 20? Because I have a plus 2 bonus when I hit. For my fighter ability. Long weapons.
Yeah, let's do it once.
And then just do normal roll or crit roll? Or crit
You
hit?
should be able to do crit roll, and it should automatically do the things that I asked it to do. Roll. So the 2d6 is from your arrows. Your arrow, right? Or what's the what is the 2d6 again? Wait, no, one of them is from the crit. It's okay, so it's not doing crits, right? Balls. I wonder if it reset when I updated Foundry. So we're gonna do this over again. Your roll damage is the psychic arrows. It is 1d. It's 1d6 plus 4 plus 2 for general damage. You did sneak attack, which should be plus. Ah, God, math. Okay, your roll damage is 1d6.
18. If
So
you're
it
just
should be-
giving it crit.
So it should be 6 plus 18, which is 24, plus 2, which is 26, plus your 4 from your dex mod, which would be 30, plus the actual rolled dice, which would be 4d6, because sneak attack plus the actual bow damage. So roll 4d6 for me.
Oh, 1 second.
I don't know why it reset. It's because I updated Foundry. That's why. It's fine. I'll fix it for next week. Okay, for an additional...
Subtract 4 out of that because it did the situational for it.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
18
for an
damage
additional 18,
plus.
so a total of 48 damage. That makes more sense for your crit.
Is it dead?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not dead. It is, you can tell that you did a critical amount of damage to it, but it is still alive and kicking and able to do its thing.
Oh.
Sorry, doing mental math sucked a little bit.
As my second attack here, the chief already went. I'm going to, yeah, I'll just attack the same one. Sorry, chief, might be taking your kill here. Psychic arrows, attack, advantage.
24 is gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Damage. Normal.
Alright, for an additional 8. It is still standing after your damage.
Okay.
However, you can tell that you definitely, like I said, you definitely did some serious, like you wounded it pretty bad, but it's still standing.
I will let Ben do his thing and then I'll end my turn.
Oh, yeah. Seven.
I'll take it. Boom, I'm done.
That'll bring us to the next walker. Who, upon seeing... you know what? I'm gonna have it do a thing. Okay. Upon seeing what had just been done to an ally of its, through some shape or form, you're not sure since you cannot see any eyes off of the light bound from this creature, it is going to move up. And it is going to target Ebron with an attack. Harnessing the light from within its body that is still, in a way, blocked out from the gloom that is the That is the Twilight Blessing. Kind of a weird combo there. Ooh, actually... Oh, wait. What target? Oh, okay. Never mind. Can't do that one tiny effect there. You're not close enough yet. And I'm in the gloom. But I can still do its attack against you. That will be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's higher than my AC.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, right.
It'll be a total of 25 cold damage.
Can I uncanny dodge this?
Yes.
Mm.
It is an
I was like,
attack
I
roll,
feel
so
like-
you can uncanny dodge that.
Can I disengage from the attack period or just uncanny?
You can. So you can't disengage from the attack, but you can have the damage from the attack with uncanny dodge.
Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah, it's basically.
Hey, dodge.
I don't want to get knocked out right now. I'm gonna avoid a fatal blow. Is really what uncanny dodge is.
What did you say what the damage was? 23.
So it was 25. It was halved. I can apply it to your sheet because I have a macro that'll let me choose when things are like halved and stuff.
Okay.
So that was one of the nice updates with the new Foundry update was it doesn't automatically try to do things and do it wrong. The creature does have a second attack though, and it is still going to target you, sir. This will be a 17 to hit.
The hell's my AC? Oh. Let's see. Oh, 16. So yeah, that still hits.
Okay. For an additional 25 cold damage.
Oh, I'm near dead already, guys. So
That will be its turn though, as there is nobody within its bright light since it's inside the dome. That'll bring us to Miris.
All right. I think the first thing I'm going to do is cast Hex on the walker closest to me.
Okay, makes sense.
And then I think I'm going to move up like right next to it and use Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It's been a little while.
I know, I haven't really like had it like the last fight. There wasn't any like enemies right near me, so I couldn't use it.
Which is probably for the better in that fight.
Yeah.
Somebody who was in the fight was not fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to use it, but it's not giving me like an option to roll anything.
Did you target him?
Yeah, I think I did.
So when you're on like the little how do you want to call it, the chat menu, does it give you the option to click attack over there at all?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Everything has changed a little bit, so I understand. Alright.
Okay.
That 21 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage, sir. Alright, for 9 damage. Perfect. Now...
And-
Oops, sorry. I interrupted you.
Oh, so I was just going to say, would I have to add on hex damage?
Yes. So you want to add on 1d6 for hex. Alright, for another 5. And, since you haven't had a chance to use it yet, when you're attacking and you're using your dagger, that dagger of swift fire, as your focus, you can make a free dagger attack whenever you cast a fire-based cantrip. Or spell.
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question was, can I finally use that dagger?
Yes. Alright, an 18 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage with your dagger, and then you'll be able to apply hex again with that attack too. Alright, for another 5. And there you go, max hex hit.
Oh,
max
wow.
hex damage. That's nice to see.
Okay, I think that'll be it for my turn.
Awesome. That was a good turn. You did a lot of damage.
Yeah, it
I'll give you
was.
temp HP as well. You're within the circle.
Alright, for an additional 10 temp HP. Alright. And that'll bring us to Bictune.
Okay, so how is that guy looking? On that Airship captain?
Not as wounded as the one fighting the chief, but definitely feeling hurt.
Okay. Well then, I guess, seeing that the chief and probably the rest of the team that's kind of headed in that direction probably has it, I'm gonna slide right there. And despite knowing, probably, that my new sword is not going to quite be at its full effect, I am going to hit it with it.
Makes sense. You gotta try out the new goods.
Yeah. And I would get advantage, correct?
Yes, for flanking you would.
Okay.
21 will hit with Adamant Avalanche.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. I guess this dude's gonna have to make a con saving throw then. But perfect.
Hit or not this time? Okay. Okay. When attacking this creature is successful, they have to make a con save. Yes.
Okay.
They got a nat 20 on their con save.
Well, let's try it again.
Absolutely.
See your nat
There you
20
go.
and raise you a nat 20.
Okay. So, because crits are broken, we're going to roll regular damage, and then we're going to manually add the extra damage.
I'll just put it in the situational then.
Yeah, we can put what the max roll die would be. So what is it, 16? Because 2d8, right?
Well, so
Sorry, my
the
bad.
formula, yeah, it's 1d8 plus 2 slashing.
Oh, right. So it'd be
Cold. So is the cold gonna be?
So it'll
Table.
be the max. So it'd be, if you're rolling the damage, it would be the roll dice are 1d4 plus 2 plus 1d8 plus 2, and then the max damage would be 4 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2. So it'd be an additional 12 damage. So situational
Okay.
should be plus 12.
Wait, 10? No, wouldn't that be 16? Or is it resisting the cold?
You only double the dice rolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
see
only
what you're
it's
saying.
only the
Like
roll
the
damage. Yeah.
D8 and
Gotcha,
the D4.
gotcha. Okay.
Thank you.
So 12 extra. Roll. It's a big hit.
Heck yeah, it is. As you smack him for more damage, what you are noticing with your attacks is that while your slashes are definitely taking effect, the extra cold that comes off of the blade does not seem to have an effect on these creatures.
Yeah, I figured as much. It's alright. The slashing damage is more powerful.
You got Twinkle Sparkle on you?
I don't. It's inside the ship.
It's inside the ship.
Sure is. I dumped my fucking inventory. Which
The one
I also
time.
discovered. I also discovered that my carry weight. I'm literally carrying like 80 pounds of gold.
Yeah, gold
Oh,
is
yeah.
a lot of weight. Unless you throw it in a bag of holding, then it really doesn't weigh much anymore.
I thought we weren't doing weight on money.
I mean, we're not. I feel like we're not sticking super strictly weight anyway. But
Yeah, this
Right.
is also true.
I just
also
thought it was
clearing
funny.
the
I was trying to
character
figure
sheet
out.
clutter.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out how to, or why my weight was so high when I weights and like this doesn't add up. And I put the gold at 0, and I was like, I mean, just for funsies, I might as well roar at him.
Daunting roar.
Yeah. Did you want to his or that thing's saving throw?
Oh right, it has to do a second save. Thank you.
Yes.
It will fail its saving throw this time.
Slowed.
Okay, so instead of moving, okay, it moves at half speed. Okay.
And then do that.
Does that reduce its actions or more attacks? it can
So
take?
it's not like the spell slow.
Okay.
This one specifically targets just its movement. So it's a condition versus the spell.
Okay.
That's a good
Okay.
clarifying question now.
And I also roar at him. Which is a wisdom saving throw. DC 14.
Okay. We're gonna just because it has a shoe, we're gonna use the hovering icon for his slow movement. Okay. It was a wisdom save, you said?
Yeah, DC 14 wisdom save.
He has not great wisdom. He is going to fail his wisdom saving throw.
Which means he's also frightened.
Gosh darn. Okay, so he is currently frightened of you. I think I have an actual icon for that one.
There should be.
There we go. Until the end of your next turn?
Frightened you until the end of the next.
Okay. Something tells me he won't last that long, but it is... If it matters, it will happen. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
Get temp HP.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Some of that good shadow juice.
9.
Alright. I guess I didn't even ask. Do we know where to add the temp HP on your new sheets?
I
Yes.
think I see it.
It's the blue box next to
Yeah.
your health bar.
Yes.
I really, UI wise, I really hate how.
What was that?
Yeah,
You cut out on me. You really hate what?
Oh, sorry. I said I really hate how it looks.
Oh, got you. Yeah, if we want to, like, we can decide at the end of the session. If we want to go back to how the old sheets looked, I think, reset the character sheets themselves without having to roll anything back to be the previous
I
iteration
love-
settings.
I love how the sheet looks. That's my one little. Like I have to think twice about it.
Yeah, I think it's just relearning where everything is.
That's
I don't like change.
I don't like change.
Yeah.
The final Coldlight Walker's turn. He's gonna make his way forward. And he is going to target Miris due to the damage output that was done with a couple attacks. He's gonna, just like you might have saw with it firing against Ibrin, he's going to essentially charge up a cold blast and fire it at you from outside the dome.
Who's getting targeted?
Miris.
thought
It'll
you
be a
said me.
16. Alright, it looks like it will beat your DC because your AC is 14.
Okay.
And that will be 25 cold damage.
Ooh, that's a lot.
And it has one more of those attacks that it is going to fire. Oop, you have to make a Constitution saving throw because it's a because you're concentrating on a spell. You have to make a concentration check for me. And you will succeed. So you maintain concentration on Hex as it fires off its second attack at you, being at range. It's going to be an 18. That will hit on its... That will hit. I'm just giving pause in case Aethros wants to use silvery barbs at all. I'm just giving you time.
Oh, yeah.
say thanks.
I completely forgot about that. I'm gonna use silvery barbs.
Okay. I was like,
I wasn't picking up on anything that you were
yeah,
laying
no,
down there.
that's why I was making that pause because I'm like, just in case. And then there was nothing but, okay, it's fine. We'll do the next one. All right, so that'll be one more attack this time. So it'll be a disadvantage this time.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna give advantage to Mira with silvery barbs, just in case he needs it.
Okay. The second
Thank
attack
you.
will miss. Just barely, as like you feel yourself get blasted with this cold wave of energy. You look and a second one's prepared, but you watch as Aethros in the distance there is able to, like him and Ohno do on quite the occasion, kind of manipulate the tides of the attack, and it just misses you, whizzing you're at least far enough away that you're able to kind of move out of its reach. And there's no one in its range for that other thing. That's going to be its turn, which will bring us to the top of the round. That brings us to the druid who had used Barkskin. They're actually going to run up and start thwacking it with a stick. Because they can. And because they can use their wisdom modifier. That is going to do damage. And it's going to wield it with two hands, so it's going to whack him with a stick. for a whopping
But
8.
good.
Does he have anything he can do as a bonus action? He is already doing what he can do with the bonus action, so that's going to be the Druid's turn. That'll bring us to Irini, who I think she's going to move up a little bit. Staying within the dome because the dome is nice. And is going to, seeing that the one by the chief is pretty low, she's going to try to knock that out so that way it ideally can't do anything. That will hit for damage. Oh, beautiful. And that, I think, is just enough damage to bring it down. As you watch as the light from within, like, the clothing that's being worn by this creature begins to dissipate and kind of, it flickers up into the air as if kind of returning from where it came. The clothes fall to the ground, leaving no like physical body remains, as kind of like Ben Kenobi falling to Darth Vader. You see just the clothes fall to the ground, and the chief looks around, his like boiling rage like trying to find a target to unleash itself, but there is no target in front of him right now. That guy's dead. That'll bring us to Aethers.
Alright. I will move up to this guy right here. And I'm going to attack him with my Spirit Breaker.
Hell yeah. And you are going to miss him with your Spirit
That's a
Breaker.
whole lot of myth, yeah.
You do have inspiration.
Well,
I shouldn't have preemptively called it.
yeah, I
Don't you have
do, but I
advantage?
kind of assumed that it wasn't going to be enough. So I wasn't going to use
Okay.
it. I guess,
I
yeah,
thought
that's
you-
just my action. Bonus
I
action.
thought you had advantage.
No, I gave it to Miris for,
Oh.
what's it called? Yeah, silvery barbs. Just in case you needed it for, like, a save or something. But,
Gotcha.
yeah, gonna end my turn there. The Twilight Circle does have to move with me.
Oh, right.
Yeah, part of the reason why I was trying not to move before was just for convenience.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it for my turn. I'm gonna try and reroll
Yeah, that makes
my
sense.
temp HP to get more. Okay, no. We got minimum.
Dice
That's
doesn't
it for
like
me.
you for temp HP.
No. Like, you've gotten enough temp HP out of this.
Alright. That'll bring us to the other druid who's going to, I think, move. Yeah, they're gonna move in into the dome. And they're going to fire off a another produce flame at the one that you all are currently fighting, because that's the one within his range. That'll hit. Time for some damage. And he does a decent chunk of damage with the produced flame, igniting kind of like part of its clothes for a moment before being just like immediately kind of snuffed out. It just flickers with flame for a hot second. He's standing, but he or she or it, you don't know what gender these things are. It is still standing, but it seems to be on its last legs because it's done a lot of damage to it. The chief is going to... Ooh, he is going... Gotta eliminate the light source. He is going... What's the range of his rock throw again? 3 damage for every 10 feet, up to a maximum of 60 feet. Okay. He is going to not do that. Instead, because he has to channel his rage, just inside the dome, and he's going to just pick up this like chunk of ice that is nearby him, and he's going to throw it across the map at the one that's fighting his druid from the encampment. They have to make a dex save. They, I don't think, are that great at them. No. So it will be 3 times 6 for a total of 18 damage. Okay. Maybe the Chief's turn. That brings us to Valine. She is going to... she wouldn't want to waste a creature that looks like it might be almost dead. She's going to cast, once again, from the Rod of Magic Missile, she's going to target the one in the dome, and then the rest of them will go towards the outside of the dome. But she's going to start with the one in the dome. That will be enough. This guy is snuffed out. And it has 2 more darts for the other one. And 1 more. As 2 more solid, just force-bound pops, just like beat into the one that remains up on the top over here. Ebron, it is now your turn.
Sure thing. Shoot him, Robert. I need you to roll a d8.
Yes, I do. If it makes you feel better, the dice favor you a little bit more this time.
Woohoo! I like that. Did you succeed on your contract for Hex?
Yes, I did.
Are you this guy up here? Which guy are you attacking?
If you go in the combat encounter, you very first thing underneath, and that'll allow you. It'll like highlight them on the map.
Which guy's got the Hex right now?
The guy with Hex is dead.
Did he move it to somebody? Or is that on his turn?
It hasn't been his turn yet.
Okay. I will target the guy that's fighting this druid up here. And I will attack him.
Okay.
And since I'm getting the advantage, I'm going to do sharpshooter. Yikes.
Oof.
Both low rolls.
Yeah, both of those are going to miss, unfortunately. Or both of those dice will make you miss, unfortunately. As you fire off the arrow, it flies a little high.
Same thing without the sharpshooter.
This time it'll hit.
And 3d6 plus 2.
Very nice. As you fire off your secondary psychic arrow, you can tell that it definitely made purchase where you wanted it to. It's still standing pretty strong, but it's taking damage from pretty much everybody who's targeted it so far.
And then, Ben, if you could do your thing for me.
Alright.
I
course.
definitely will take that.
Max temp HP.
I
Let's
need
see.
it. I'll end my turn then. Not much I can do anyway.
Okay. That'll bring us to Miris.
All right. I guess first thing I need to do is move my hex onto the last walker.
Okay.
And then I think I'm going to stay where I'm at, but then I'll just cast a chill touch on the last walker.
Okay. Go for it.
Did you move your hexstone first?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, my mic's been cutting in and out.
Okay, that 27 is gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage, sir. Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice.
As you conjure your the frosted cold freezing like skeletal like hand that you're used to when you summon Hex, and it kind of latches onto the Coldlight Walker. You feel very strongly that your attack made purchase where it needed to, since you know Chill Touch isn't a touch nor a chill based spell. Very misleading, but it does its job.
And then would I have to add on a d6 for hex damage?
Yes. All right, for an additional 5.
And I think that'll be it for my turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to Big Tune.
Okay. Well, just like I did last. I'm gonna slide right up behind him. Slash him up here.
The hacking and the slashing, the hacking and the slashing.
Whacking and hacking and slashing. He's hacking and whacking and slashing. Hacking and whacking. Hey, whack. Slide with that meat.
— 20 is gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Not bad, not bad.
How's he
you
looking?
see that cold damage being kind of resisted from the creature. Doesn't seem to be phased by it, but the slashing still takes effect like it has before.
Yeah, how's he feeling?
He's a bit worse for wear. You reckon
Oh,
it won't take much longer That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll for more damage.
Right.
All
Then I
right.
guess, as you see fit, if you really think it's gonna make a difference. Oh yeah, I suppose he is next, isn't he? So yeah, he's saved.
It might. Oh yeah, con saves.
Oh,
He will succeed on the first one. And the... What's the DC? Is it DC 12? Or what's the...
let's see. Yeah, 12. Yep.
He will just barely succeed on the second one. He rolled a 12.
Okay, and then before I end my turn, I'd like to maybe 2 more. I'd like to take a peek around. Is there?
Is there what? I'm sorry.
Is there more of these things?
Make a perception check. So, you see... as you look down in the distance, as you're hacking and slashing, you kind of, in finishing one of your strikes, you spin around and try to use the momentum to just take a quick glance around. You do see that there are a significant number of these creatures making their way your direction. While they haven't reached the borders of this map quite yet, they will be here very shortly. You also notice... I want the party as a whole. Big Tune, I'm going to keep your roll. I want the party as a whole to make a perception check, since we're reaching the end of the round anyway. I'll just do it one turn early. Okay. With the exception of Miris, what the party would see is, as you take a look around the clouds that are above the party, the overcast in the sky, part of it seems to have almost taken on the appearance of a very feminine figure's face. An angry, scowled look over their face as they. You can tell that whatever is creating or bringing these creatures here, the image seems very, very reminiscent of Auril, and in the ground beneath you, not directly beneath you, but in the area here, you do see, besides the creatures making their way from the edge of the forest, you see like a hand begin to rise up from underneath the snow, summoning more of the creatures through some form of divine intervention of sorts, as you feel pretty confident you're going to have more of them in the very near future. As that'll bring us to the Coldlight Walkers' turn. The damage that it's taken, it's going to turn to you, Big Tune, and it's going to start making strikes.
And that is in character, by the way.
I'm not surprised.
Big Tune excite. He wants more hack whack slash.
Dang, your AC is insane. Its first attack, you're able to kind of block out of the way, wielding your shield, because you're doing sword and shield, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Don't say.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm gonna obviously hit him back with my riposte.
Very nice. Haven't had to use that one in a little while.
No, because everything's been hitting me. Thrilled about that part, but is this still with advantage or no?
It still will be, because the druid's still on the other side of you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
23 will hit. Go ahead and make your attack. And it still has to make another con save.
Of all the dice.
Which it will fail this
Yeah.
time.
I legitimately laugh in its face.
Ha ha ha! Just like the Titus
pretty
laugh
much.
from like Final Fantasy.
Or even better, just Nelson.
Yeah, right. It has one more attack that it can make against you.
Bring it on, little bitch boy. Fight thing.
Oh wait, it didn't have its extra modifier. It'll be a 22. Finally. Okay,
Silvery barbs.
that's what I was waiting for. I was
I would
giving you
wait
some
the
time.
option like, hey, he can take a hit, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I could have easily taken that hit.
But yeah.
It might not have ended all too great, but I could have taken it.
And that'll be enough to make it a miss. As
I'm gonna give myself advantage.
that's fair. As its turn draws to a close, since you are within its bright light, Victoon, you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty.
And target one creature in its bright light, and it chooses you since it's been attacking you.
Constitution save.
Big woof.
Yikes. Of all the things, too.
So, until the start of the walker's next turn, you are considered blinded right now.
Okay.
Do I have a thing for that? I bet you I have a thing for that. There we go.
I
Oh
love
wow, it actually turns off your vision. That's awesome.
it. That's- Light and
Ah.
shadow.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, as this turn, as this round comes to an end, you see the familiar light of these Coldlight Walkers appearing in a couple different locations, as if rising up through, like I said, some form of intervention, and they are going to appear. 1, 2, 3, and then you can see the shadow more. There's probably gonna be like one more. Right there. You would hear who's closest? Ebrin. You would hear a message. A whisper leveled message. You'd hear it as though they're right next to you talking in a whisper, but you recognize the familiar voice of Ohno. We're almost ready, guys. I just need like one more minute.
Who hears that?
You do, because you're the closest person to the cave entrance.
I would basically belt it to everybody. Otto says a minute. We should probably head back.
So, with this in mind, your objective for this combat, your objective for this combat is no longer. I'm actually going to reset the combat count. We're going to end this combat and start a new one. Your objective is survive. And when I say survive, I'm not saying until the very end. Your objective is to survive another 4 more rounds. And once you have done that, between the ship making its way your direction or the something will happen during that time period that will give you enough time to return to Ohno. So your goal is to survive 4 more rounds.
All right.
So with that in mind, because it's going to be a new combat, everyone's going to have the ability to roll initiative once again.
Am I still blind?
Technically, yes, because the creature is still alive.
Come on, hot dice.
The thing that sucks about having to roll these dice so separately is I have to go back to the middle of the screen to roll all my dice again, because while I click on the side, the little icon is right in the middle. Disregard all of my fantastic newspaper dice. It's gonna be okay. Oh, I forgot to read. Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, we'll be fine. We'll kill them all.
Ebring, you finally got your initiative that you wanted.
Right?
Me.
And
And
with
we're
that,
not dipping to the ship, are we?
So, the question is raised right now, just not because of your turn, but we have 4 minutes left. We could play until 10 and just get through whatever we get through, or we could start fresh next week, beginning of a new combat, top of the order. I'm okay with whatever.
Same.
I mean, 4 minutes, I get my one attack. I'm more or less interested if we're all interested in dipping and getting back to the ship. Or trying
we
to
gotta
fight
survive a
here.
couple more rounds. We gotta fight here for 4 more rounds.
You have to survive 4 rounds, and then something will happen that will buy you the time you need to get to the ship, pending you all survive. So it's a different objective than just kill everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do my attack real quick. I would attack the one that's right here.
Yeah, hopefully
That'd be
kill it.
fine. Considering that it's just NPCs after you for a little while, we could do
Yeah,
your
and I'm
turn, then I'll
not going
start
to
with-
do... I'm not going to do a sharpshooter, I'm just going to do a regular advantage attack. That's parallel opposites for dice.
Which one were you targeting?
The one in between Miris and Bicton.
Okay.
This guy.
That 23
Well, then.
will hit. I just don't see you targeting them on my foundry. So if you are, that's fine. I think I'm not gonna. It's whatever. There we go. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage, sir. Ooh, a nice 18.
Is it still up?
What? Well, hold on, I gotta give you 18 health back. Because something happened and you lost 18 health there. Wait,
It'd be
You had-
6.
you're not dead, I promise.
I was at 20 HP and then I had 12 temp.
Perfect. Also, I gotta make sure I roll your D8 too. The blocker will... That will be enough to bring it down to 0. As it falls to the ground. Big tune, as if life was flashing before your eyes for a hot second. You feel your vision once again return to you. And when your vision returns, there are more of the creatures that have risen and are rising out of the ground. It just like flashed for like a hot second, and there's just more. I gotta roll your D8.
Yep.
The dice did not favor you that time.
Is what it is. And then for my second attack, I'm going to do the one down below by the chief.
Okay.
And he's not within 5 feet. So...
25 will hit.
Plus 2.
For another 10. That will do full damage. As you knock out the one walker, you watch its corpse become nothing and its clothes fall to the ground. You turn really quickly and fire off an arrow at the other one that's down below, doing a decent chunk of damage.
My turn there. Can't do anything else. And I don't need any temp HP from Ben either.
Okay. With this in mind, as we will pick things up next week as the party has to survive 4 rounds. Honestly, I would not be surprised if you all just take them out. But if you don't, you got 4 rounds till victory.